Hey everybody, welcome back to 3D6 Down the Line. This is session 9 of our Halls of Arden Vul Megadungeon campaign using the old school essential system by Gavin Norman. Halls of Arden Vul, of course, is by Richard Barton. So we are starting off, let's see, well, introductions first. Never mind, I'm getting ahead of myself. My name's John. I'm the referee for the game. Going around the horn, we would normally have Mike, who would be playing Gorn Blackhood, the dwarf, but Mike is dead to us tonight and will not be joining us. So chances of survival just went way downhill. But after Mike, we have...
Let's go shopping.
I'm David. I'm playing Onweir, the illusionist.
I'm Matt. I play Avaricios, the cleric.
And I'm Ted, and I'm playing Squeegee Kneebiter. And I'm going to go ahead and go out on a limb and say this. The world's greatest goblin. Okay.
The only goblin we know, really.
The only
well,
it's just the way.
It's a small set, a set of one, within which he is also the greatest. And as it happens, the worst. But we're not going to talk about that.
At the very least, the most humble.
Yes, exactly.
Yes, without question. The most
Speaking
humble.
of humility, to turn the cameras on me, please, for a second, as I have to admit a couple things that a couple of our both my players and some very astute commenters in the last session's comments noticed that I made some mistakes, and I just want to address those real quick, and a couple of revisions that I'm going to do as well, just so we clarify. The cursed torch that Avaricios actually picked up, it was like a solid gold torch that he was not able to drop. Said that it would cast black light, and we were kind of futzing about with like, what does black light mean? Is it the same thing as what black light means in the real world? Ends up that what the module was actually referring to was the actual illusionist spell black light. So that makes much more sense, and actually provides a little bit of a benefit to Avaricios as well. So that the spell black light is basically permanently being cast at all time from that torch. However, the radius is only 20 feet instead of the 30 feet that black light normally is. So that's what the torch is going to be. I'm
sure there's no downside.
No other downsides other than
you promised me that.
Yeah. The other one regarding Avaricios was that he should have been able to turn those skeletons automatically. I had completely forgotten that Avaricios was second level, and that for first hit die creatures, of which those skeletons were, it's an automatic turn. So he shouldn't have had to roll last session for that. So I screwed him over that way, and then I screwed over Onweir last time, where which
at least we spread it around.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
It's all from ignorance, not from any maliciousness on my part. But it was when Onweir got bitten by the giant rat, I made him make an immediate saving throw versus poison. When in actuality, when you're bitten by a giant rat, you only have a 1 in 20 chance of even having to roll the save in the first place. So there's only a 5% chance that he had to roll to save it. So very, very small chance that he actually would have been in his dire situation that he was in. Another one that I, off the top of my head, when asked what Estelle was going to charge for remove curse, I came up with 2,000 GP. What she actually was going to charge was 1,000 gold. So half of that amount. So remove curse only costs 1,000 from Estelle, that is. And this is a big one that I haven't even told you guys about, but I'm going to change it because I just think it makes it more fun and interesting for the campaign in general. The Hand of Arden, the Arden Vader, as we've been calling it. I made a special note that when Varga first accessed it, it was on her knee, or right near her knee, so that she would therefore have to traverse across every time that she wanted to get to that lowest point. But I think it makes more sense and is more fun that if the thing was actually designed in a way that it actually goes all the way down to the cliff, to the
Rock on.
the cliff bottom. So if that makes your choices about whether to push that wheeling and dealing with the Sethmoth feet in one direction or the other, then so be it. But yeah, so that will go all the way down and up, be a full elevator.
Does it come all the way down like this, or does it do this at the very end?
It is a death trap.
Okay, so to catch us up real quick where we are, it is the 3rd of Lagarios. It is 3 days away from Avaricios being healed of his blood loss. It is 8 a.m. You have woken up at the Broken Head. The Knights of the Azure Shield are still there. And it is a warm and sunny day, which we rolled at the very end of the session. So very first order of business whenever you wake up in the morning, as Onweir is completely shorn, no more poison he's fine. And Avaricios, you're still feeling not great, but you are feeling much more powerful and in touch with your god, as you have yet again leveled up.
Oh,
Avaricios
yeah.
gained enough XP
Hell
last
yeah.
time to go to
Congrats.
level 3.
It's the rat killing,
Ooh.
Yeah.
you get that out, you get the vermin out, and
I can't remember. Did you do a dice roll on Discord, or do we need to?
I have not.
Oh well, guess
Ooh,
what?
let's see it.
We can do it here. Okay.
Let me get the
I'm
dice
going
up.
to roll my hit die. I have a -1 to my con, so hopefully we'll do
right.
that. Okay, I'm gonna roll a d6.
Big money, no whammies.
Big money, no whammies. Here we go. Oh, that's a 4.
Okay, so 3 hit points.
So I'll add 3 hit points. I'll take it.
Let's get a hit point rundown from you guys. What are we looking at here now?
3.
Yeah.
1 currently, although I guess I failed, but yeah.
I have 6 hit points because I believe I would have healed my 1 point of damage last night, right? Overnight,
Yes.
Night sleep.
Onward, did
Healed
you give yourself a hit point for sleeping
Yeah.
overnight?
So I'd be at 2 then.
Okay.
My new max. Well, I'm figuring the penalty into this. So adding 3, my new max will be 8.
8, cool.
When I heal up, I'll be 9, right? But currently, that brings me up to 7 because I was at 4 yesterday, and 1 for sleeping, so that's 8.
Awesome, great. So I think Goran has like 5 or 6, I believe. So you're definitely the tankiest of everybody right now.
Yeah.
8 hit points.
Yeah, it's great. All right, so
I got a blood disease, but I'm still the tank.
So Avaricios is a full on cleric now. He's got, not only does he have spells, but he has multiple spells, and your turn on dead went up, so you're having an easier chance of doing that now, which is pretty sweet. So
pretty good.
Speaking of which, I need to know what Avaricios' spells are that he's prayed for, and what Onweir's spell singular is.
My singular spell is I'm gonna do color spray.
Color spray. Okie doke.
I will do 2 spells. I will do light and cure light wounds.
Okay. Light and cure light wounds. Love it. All right. Okay, so
If he cast that spell on himself, would it cure the blood thing?
no.
Okay,
No, his maximum is reduced until the.
because that's the injury just was bad.
Yeah, exactly.
Right,
Yeah. It's just
yeah.
the effect he took from falling unconscious.
Yeah.
He
All right.
hit me so hard it broke my blood.
That actually leads me into my next thing, which is for the bloodlust. How long do you actually plan to spend at the Broken Head before heading out?
Well, I was thinking, I was proposing that we spend just 1 more day there. I don't want to spend any too long, but just 1 day there gives everybody else a chance to roll an extra die. I guess it's a D3 to get a little more hit points. Make sure everybody's all the way up, and then we can go down.
Okay. All right.
So go down on the 4th of Ligarios.
So you don't want to wait until your blood loss is gone.
No. That seems excessive. He doesn't want to hold everybody up. I feel a little better. We take an extra day. Every day I get better and better.
Okay.
My faith will pull me through.
But if we travel to Gosterwick, does that slow his recovery?
No.
Oh, okay, good,
No.
good.
Okay, so you want to spend a full day of doing absolutely nothing, so you get a full day's rest of 1d3 hit points. Is that what I'm hearing?
That's
what
what he
I'm
wants,
proposing.
and I'm willing to do. But no one else needs it, or at least I don't. Maybe David does.
I have 1 more HP I need, so I can roll
okay.
again. Yeah.
All right, that'll cost us another 48 silver for rooms and food, which isn't so bad. We have a bunch, but just saying.
I don't mind going at a partial HP, personally.
Shall we go down?
Okay.
It's fine. Let's go down where it's cheaper. That's okay.
You want to go down?
I mean,
now?
I think
Yeah, let's just go ahead and go down.
It is a nice day. You never know what the weather would be for the next day.
That's true. It might be cheaper.
Yeah.
good point. Okay,
Okay, so it's the 3rd of Lagario, so you got 3 more days. Now I did the math here. I figured that we had it nailed down that when you're at the base of the cliff, the actual journey from the base of the cliff to Gosterwick would be 4 hours, going 9 miles. As long as you're taking the Imperial Road. But I figured it'd be good to just extrapolate out. Like, let's say you're at the head, like you're at that Broken Head. You have to go through the city, down the elevator, then go all the way back to Gosterwick. Like, so from the Broken Head to Gosterwick, I calculated that all out. And basically it breaks down like this. Assuming you're moving at 60, right? is the base movement rate. It takes about approximately 11 turns to travel across the city from the Broken Head to Arden's Hand, so all the way across. That's approximately, well, don't worry about the math. It doesn't really matter. Point being is that it takes about 11 turns. Then I kind of extrapolated that it would take about 1 turn to go all the way down the elevator. So so that's basically 12 turns, which is 2 more hours. So it would take you a total of 6 hours to get from the Broken Head to Gosterwork, assuming there's no other circumstances involved.
Right.
And you're going.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah, and this is like assuming you're taking like the main roads through the ruined city and all that sort of stuff.
Oh yeah.
So we get there, have lunch, do our shopping, go to bed, head back up to Arden Vul in the morning on the 4th.
Okay, cool. So
Okay.
Nothing you want to do at the end right now? You want to go straight to the town?
Well, we should talk to Kronos about the halflings, I think.
I think that is a good idea because they were dicks.
You can do it now, or you can wait till you get back.
Why don't we do it when we get back, particularly since Mike's not here? And if he's able to join us later, he'd love to be in on the halfling combo. But I think he can leave. He can leave hiring and shopping to us easily. What do you say?
Sure.
We'll go down. We'll come back up to the inn, and then.
All right, through the city you go on this warm and bright day. Nothing odd besets you as you make your way through.
Oh, good.
The Knights of the Azure Shield are still kind of looking out. They've got their ears and eyes pegged for Dalton's Darlings. So when you get to the hand itself, you know that it's it's kind of loud. You know what I mean? Like people
no
kind of
fog this time.
Now they you don't see any signs that they're following you, but once again, the distance isn't that great, right?
Yeah.
Now they can't see you. I mean, you're very far away.
Right,
You're across the entire city, but
maybe before we leave the inn, can we say, well, we're going to go dungeoning again and go underground where we will not be anywhere near the hand. Yes, sir.
good luck to you.
Yep, that's us. Definitely going underground.
Yeah, we should mention this to the guards who are watching everything too.
Okay, all right. They wish you good luck in your ventures.
Yeah.
Of course, if you see Dalton's Darlings, you need to let them know immediately. They'll pay handsomely if you're able to drag one of them kicking and screaming to face them.
I would happily do that because those guys defaced the wall down in the dungeon. They're graffitiists as criminals, and
we don't.
Everyone knows that's Plumthorn's territory, and Darling's been writing on it. Boy, I don't know.
It's true.
Okay. Actually, I wonder if Plumthorn would pay better than the Knights for a piece of that action. Probably not. And then I think when we get to the hand, we don't just waltz onto it. Let's look around and.
Okay. Looking around, you do see those 2 wyverns that were circling in the air. They are sort of on, they're in the high thermals, basically. Just kind of just not even batting their wings, just sort of coasting as they sort of watch everything. And every once in a while, they're looking at you as well, but they don't attack. But they're over there in that southwest corner where Crest. I'm not saying all of those syllables, but that dragon is.
Yeah.
But nothing else.
I'm not worried about it.
All right.
I'll put some leaves on top of me. I'll put some sprigs, and
What is the worst
my
that
robe.
could happen, really?
Okay.
How much is a ghillie suit?
So,
yeah, listen, that's where I'm at.
All right, let's do it. Let's go down.
Onto the hand you go, and you say the name of Arden.
Heck
Arden,
yeah.
lower us to the depths of our own financial ruin.
Pretty please.
And with a grumble and a groan and with splitting rock, down it goes.
I forgot to look and see if there's anyone at the bottom of the hand. Oh well.
I guess we can watch.
We got some time.
We'll,
We got some time.
we'll
to
find
watch
out
it when
in
we get
one
down.
turn.
You go down. It
Yeah.
takes about 10 minutes or so to go all the way down as the waters of the waterfall drown out all sound. When you get to the bottom, you don't see anybody. However, you do see that there is a distinct lack of those bodies that were lying there from a few days previous. Those are all gone.
Cleaned up.
It looks like they have been dragged away towards the southwest. like away from the road, away from the Imperial Road.
The map's
Oh,
not
toward
up,
the
but
water.
I'm assuming, towards like the waterfall, the water.
Sort of like towards the river rather than the waterfall itself.
Yeah, okay.
Is that something? Well, that's something to keep in mind.
It just means there's alligators or something that live here, and we should get away from
this. No, no big deal. We're fine.
Are there, like, in addition to like the absence of these bodies and drag marks, are there like obvious like claw marks and footprints and stuff?
Not claw marks, no, but it does look like the bodies have been dragged, and there's numerous boot prints and footprints that have already here already.
Yeah, all right. Well, I say we just go to Gosterwick.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we go for it for now.
Cool.
I need just 1 minute to go tuck in my kid. I'll be right back.
Sure.
We won't buy anything without you.
All right. Back you go to the town of Gosterwick, newly formed, with the Azure Keep lording it over from atop its cliff over the rest of the sprawling mass of new construction. And you enter from the south again, as you have to kind of circle around Toady Lake to come in through the freestanding Imperial Gate onto the road. And let me bring that up for everybody here. Gosterwick. Boom, boom.
So we approach next to the kettle on that Imperial Gate there, right?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. What is the kettle? Is it like a fort?
There are two kettles, actually. They are basically like the barracks for the town guard.
Oh, sure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Basically wooden but fortified. And
so, sorry.
Yep.
Please. Oh, well, I was gonna say. So, where do we go to sell gems and jewels and jewelry, and where do we go to hire hirelings and retainers?
Okay, so they're for selling, for money changing, basically, right? Like you want to sell these gems for actual coinage.
Well, some of them. We were talking about, David, I don't know if we came to a consensus, but we need to sort of figure out how much cash we need.
I mean, go ahead.
Because like a 500 gold piece pearl is way easier to carry than 500 gold pieces. So I don't think we should sell any gems that we don't need to sell, right? Yeah. So we need to find out how much money we need, right? Like, so let's say I get a hireling that I want, right? Goblin hireling. He's got a lantern, 10-foot pole, put some armor on him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I need like 60, 65 gold pieces to outfit a guy, right? Plus whatever we're going to pay him. Correct. So you're going to hire a guy, we got to outfit him, maybe another 75 gold. So maybe we need 200, 250 gold pieces sold.
Plus,
that's like
Avaricious
two of our
wants some armor, I believe.
So
retainers. So we need to sort of
retainers will have their own gear to start with. They expect you to upkeep and get them better gear as they go. But they'll start, unless you want them to have specific things, they're going to start with like a basic stuff.
Even better.
Yeah.
Okay. So I mean that makes sense to me, Ted. My two notes would be let's determine we're going to do 2 retainers, right? I think we're going to do
a retainer and a hireling.
Yes.
Hirelings don't fight. I just need to hold a lantern and carry my 10-foot pole.
Sure. So we're going to do like a fighter and a torchbearer, basically.
Yeah. And my cousin's mother's sister's brother's twice removed cousin, Mort. That's what I want to.
Then I think we should gear up Avaricious, and I also think it would be worth the forward investment to not go to the pawn shop and to give the 100-odd gold to I can't recall the rarities factor. Maybe was that the merchant who had like an entry fee, but otherwise sounds like will give us better prices long term.
Yeah, he's the factor, so it's like his name is Wick Trimmer. He's actually like a goblin.
Ooh, I like him even more.
Yeah.
Do we want to go to Wick Trimmer and use some of the money we made now just to sort of like solidify our investments later on, right? Otherwise, we're going to get double prices or half. We were getting half our value, I think, on selling. Otherwise,
it wasn't half. I think we had 100 gold piece tapestry that we got 80 for it, right, John?
Yes.
Okay, so it's like a not terrible, but yeah.
20. Okay, let's do one thing at a time. Which thing do you want to do first?
Okay, I think what we need to do is hire first, so we know how much money we need.
Okay, cool. So
we have some coin, so we can It's not like we're walking in empty-handed. We can hire somebody, but we just need to know kind of what we're spending here.
Yep. Okay. So the place that you're going to do your hiring is a place called the Muddy Puddle.
Perfect.
If you see it, it is right here. Okay.
Ah,
So it's sort of in the shadow of the Azure Keep. It's
Muddy
one of the.
Puddle. All right.
This area is known as the Underkeep District, and it's kind of a rough area because it doesn't see too much. It's just a little bit rougher. It's very tough tavern, has simple bar food. Not a place to you would actually stay. You can't stay for the night or anything like that. It's a sprawling building with 2 stories. Huge ground floor common room where people come to after work to come drink and dice and fight, basically.
Cool.
And the upstairs is even more suspect than the downstairs. Lots of like dark, shadowy corners where like criminal plots are hatched and things like that.
Love that.
There is a chief bartender upstairs, and there's another one downstairs as well. So this place is like teeming with like not only adventurers, but like nefarious adventurers, like, you know, ones who are really out in it only for themselves. You guys fit right in. So
Oh.
Hey, come on.
so it's all good to go. Okay, so the chief bartender down on the ground is a Thorkin man. His name is Jocko, actually. And Jocko is more than happy to introduce you to certain prospects who are always looking for work and never seem to be able to stay attached. So he points them out as you ask for certain types. So what kind do you want? A torchbearer? What are we looking at again? Sorry.
I want a goblin. I want to hire another goblin who will be the world's second greatest goblin, obviously.
Okay.
Well, is that okay? Yeah.
What, David? If you've got a better idea, tell me. I'm doing
No,
it for
that's the
for fun.
torchbearer or the fighter. I was just going to ask.
The torchbearer. Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
Okay.
They are really, really good at torch bearing.
Well, they're quiet. They hear and see good, and they have a +2 bonus to their armor class for size. So,
Okay. So as I
Of course,
said,
those little pointy ears are so
and they
cute.
got the cute little ears.
for those watching and who are referencing their OSC manuals, that normally would be a chance to actually find anybody of any sort would be completely random. I'm doing away with that. They can find whoever they want. The town is made for being able to find people of adventuring sorts. However, they still have to make their case, and so we still have to make a roll to see if they accept the offer. So
Sure.
the standard going rate is 1 gold piece plus a half share of treasure of whatever you guys find. That's like baseline standard. That does not necessarily mean that they will not accept if you offer them less, and you can also increase your chances of them saying yes if you offer them more. So what do you want to offer this goblin?
Is that for retainers or hirelings, John?
Or is it the same?
All these, they're everything is a hireling. Retainers are people who go on an adventuring down with you.
Same
Oh,
thing.
I thought hirelings were just, they were paid a daily rate to do a job. And that, like, because they don't fight, they just do the job, right? Carry a torch. And like people who fight get the half shares. Or was that just something we worked out in Domawood because of the deal we made? Because that's how I remember we did it. Like we paid half shares to 2 of our retainer hireling people, and the other guy just got a flat rate.
Yeah, that's fine.
He didn't go in. Yeah.
Here's the deal. Here's how it works. What I'll say is, if you want a 0 level person, okay, that doesn't have a class or anything like that. What normally it is by the rules is the moment that they get any sort of XP, they must choose a class and are immediately level 1. However, the way that they don't get XP is if you do not have them do any sort of like the only thing they can do is sort of like their assigned task of like carrying a torch or carrying your gear. They cannot help you or heal you or bring you a potion or anything. Like they cannot help you succeed in any manner except to like shed light and carry gear.
Yes.
All
Which
right.
they're a mule of sorts, right? Like a slightly more intelligent mule in that regard.
That's
so
cool.
In that case, you wouldn't have to give them a loot share.
Yeah.
Right.
And they wouldn't gain XP.
My thinking,
Right.
hear me out. I'll try to be as brief as possible. I think we want to
Alright.
get at least a fighter who will want a share.
Absolutely.
But I would like to, with my 16 charisma, negotiate them on a higher per day for a smaller loot share. Is that something that's possible, or something that you guys are interested in?
Okay, it's okay.
You know
for
what?
me.
Dave? Go for it. Let's start with the fighter.
So, for the fighter,
Yeah. What are you offering?
So baseline is a gold a day for half share.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to give him 5 gold a day for a quarter share.
5 gold.
That's possibly not a great deal considering the amount of coin we've actually picked up so far. It's not actually that much gold.
Hold on a second.
Oh wait, okay. Well, let's just
but I mean, if you work out the gem value and stuff, it's a great deal. So yeah, what the hell?
Let's see what he says.
Yeah, okay, fine.
Let's see what he says. Indeed. Okay, so you're going to roll your charisma. You're going to add your reaction bonus to that. So you're going to roll. I'm sorry. You're going to roll 2d6. You're going to add your charisma bonus to that roll, and I'll give you another +1 for the generous offer.
All right, so I rolled a base 5. I have a 16 charisma, which is a +2. Yes, I think so.
Is it? Should be on your character sheet.
Yeah, it's a +2.
Should be. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. And then an additional 1, you said?
No, wait.
Yep.
Charisma? Sorry, I was looking at Constitution. Charisma 16 is a +1 NPC reaction.
There it is. Yeah, +1. I see on the encounter. So 16.
All right, so you need to.
It's a 7 total.
The chart says roll again.
All right. Run more time. Same roll.
Same roll. Roll again.
All right. All right. This time we are at an 8.
Okay. It's. I wonder where you even have that says like. I'm reading this wrong.
You want me to just keep rolling, firing through?
6 to 8 is roll again.
All right. I'll just keep rolling. We can do it quick. That would be a 9 this time.
Yay.
9. He accepts the offer.
All right.
Okay, so we got 5
right,
GP a day and a quarter share of treasure. All right, so this guy's name, I'm going to generate it randomly here. He's going to be everyone here, unless they're not human, are basically Thorkin.
Oh.
This guy's name is Yonwin. Yonwin.
Yonwi.
He's a fighter. Level 1?
Level 1, yep.
Cool.
And
okay.
Let's see. So he's got that basic equipment.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's gonna roll me a D6 real quick.
Sure. That is a 1.
He has leather armor.
All right.
That's not bad.
And roll me a D12 twice.
All right. First one is an 8. Second one is a 10.
He has a silver
No,
dagger.
sorry. Second one is a 2.
Silver dagger and a crossbow with 20 bolts. So he's like a really lightly armored guy.
Nice. Light as feather.
Yeah.
He has range, which is good because we are kind of hurting on ranged attack.
What are you talking about? I got a bow and arrow.
I know we've got one guy. I can't.
I
throw
shoot things
anything.
all the time.
And you're really good at it, my friend. But just you.
I shoot at things all the time. I'm sorry, I misspoke.
All right, and his stats you can see in the Discord if you want to write them down down the line are
I'll do it.
10, 12, 8, 9, 11, 11.
Basic dude, looking for
Right
work.
down the middle.
Yep.
Not wise. Love that about him.
All right.
That's why he took our deal.
Yeah. Oh, I guess that's a good idea.
And
I mean, that's serious money, though. 5 gold pieces a day. Curse is going to die, but, whatever.
Well, my intention, full disclosure, I don't care if this guy lives. I'd rather have him die off after a session and only take a quarter of our first share than...
Sure, so roll me a D8.
You know what, guys? Though
Roll me a D8 real quick.
I care. I care about
D8?
that.
All right, one moment.
Good
But yeah,
guy,
my alignment's
okay.
chaotic. Listen, I'm not...
Very
the
cold-blooded,
nicest-
dude.
I'm not the nicest illusionist. I love gems. Uncut, particularly. All right, I got a 4.
4. Okay, so the average is 5. So he has 5 hit points. His con is not high enough to get anything extra, so he has 5 hit points. And his AC with leather is going to put him at 11, I believe. And does he have a dex bonus? Strength dex. He has a dex of 12, which is not enough for a bonus.
He's a dex of 9, not 12.
Oh, right. Sorry. Yeah, I was thinking of the old way. 9 is a -1. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
So he has an AC.
Not great with the crossbow.
He's got at least he's got something. You can...
No, dex of 9 is not a penalty. So he has an AC 11.
Okay, good.
Nice. Oh yeah, you're right.
All right.
You're totally right.
Okay.
Cool.
All right. So that's Yonwin.
Now I want to hire one of my cousins. You know, there's a lot of goblins here in Gasterwick. I got a million cousins. I got cousins who've got cousins, and I got cousins with cousins who've got cousins, and I'm going to get one of them.
All right. What are you offering?
All right, for family, he should be offering me money. He should be paying me to go on the adventure. I'm making him part of the business. Come on. All right, fine. I'll give him the other quarter share, but a gold piece per day at the most, because of what your aunt said about my sister that time. Forget it.
All right, so you're going to roll 2d6, add your charisma modifier, and you're going to take it a -1 for the stingy offer.
But +1 because it's family. Right? Come on.
Where does it say this? I'm looking in the book.
It's family. So +1 for my charisma, -1 for the stingy offer. Total is 9.
9. He accepts the offer.
Ooh.
I told you.
Nice.
Can we name him Mort?
Mort, sure.
Mort. This is Mort. Okay.
1 GP a day, and he's happy to take the quarter share even. Better not tell him what Yonwin's making.
Hey, Yonwin brought a crossbow to the party. Come on.
Okay, so let's see. Mort here. I'm going to have him roll on the halfling table since there isn't one for goblins. So roll me a d6, please.
What? Okay. I shall do this for you, John. Such is my great respect and admiration for you. I've rolled a 5.
5. Your goblin is wearing plate mail.
Oh, what?
Oh, no. I'm sorry. I forgot I don't even have plate mail this thing. Give me a second.
I love that our torchbearer is better geared than our fighter.
I'll find an equivalent. Give me a second. Let's see.
I was just going to give him studded leather, man. It's
I had this image of him like that kid in the Christmas story.
That's right, little starfish goblin. Oh, I can't move.
You know what I'm going to say? I'm going to say that this guy, I'm saying he was a real down on his luck, but he had to prove himself, right, within the imperial life, and he actually made his way all the way up to actually being a legionnaire until something got pulled out from underneath him and he fell crashing to the ground. And so he actually has like really, really ratty and beat up, but recognizable Lorica segmentata armor.
That's amazing.
Wow. Okay.
John, would you
All
like
right.
That is specifically fitted, by the way, for creatures of goblin size. So don't get any ideas.
Oh, I've got ideas, all right.
All right.
Because I happen to also be a goblin.
Now roll d12 twice.
Okay. Clear that. We're going to get 2d12. And I rolled a 7 and a 2.
He has a short sword and also has a crossbow with 20 bolts.
Oh, wow.
Roll me a d6, please.
Yep.
Art is going to save us all.
I rolled a 5, John.
A 5, all right. So right now he has 5 hit points unless his con is higher. And his AC is going to be 15 with Lorca Segmentata unless he's got a higher dex.
Nobody has a +2 bonus for being a goblin.
Okay, here we go with the rolls.
Did you count that in?
Oh, wow. Mort's the
Is
shit.
it
Poor Yonwin. All right.
Okay, sorry.
Awesome.
For clarification, Mort's still just a torchbearer, though. He's not like a classed fighter. He's just a very well-geared
He's a
torchbearer.
classed goblin.
He's a goblin. He's a class goblin, basically.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. So, straight down the
Okay.
line, strength, intelligence, wisdom, we have 16, 13, 7. And then dex, con, charisma, 15, 8, 13. He is a beast.
Ooh.
He's going to outlive us all.
Yeah, he's pretty awesome. Let's see.
Better than me. What the hell? I'm going to give me a quarter share. I'm taking
How much
over
does he
Mort.
want to hire us?
Okay, so he gets +1 to his AC, so he has 16. His con is bad. His con is 8, so he's actually going to take 1 from his hit points. But there is a minimum. Well, actually, with a D6, he would be still, it would be 4. So he has 4 hit points, 16 AC. And with a 16 strength, he's actually going to get +2 to hit and damage with a short sword.
John, did you calculate the goblin armor class bonus into that number? You didn't,
No.
did you?
What is
Okay,
that?
So a goblin gets +2 to armor class.
Just in general, or just against larger
Just
creatures?
in general. I'd have to go back and double check.
I think probably towards larger creatures would be my guess.
Yeah, probably. I'd have to go back and look. I'll find it. I'll check it. But as long as you didn't add it in, that's fine. I'll work all this out. On the
Okay.
show.
Are you sure his name is Mort and not you go first? Because I want him to go first.
I wanted to name the fighter that.
+2 when attacked by large opponents, which means greater than human sized.
Oh.
Okay.
I liked my version of that better, actually.
All right, so he's
That's
got
the way.
Ted. What do you call the Roman short sword? Not a gladius, but
Gladius.
It is a gladius. That's the short one. Okay.
I think so.
So
I
we'll
think
say
it is.
We'll say that's what he has because he has a short sword.
John, is it worth us rolling the D6 torches, rations, and 3d6 gold that you have noted on here?
I'll let you guys do that on your own. Just note it down.
All right, no worries. All right, cool.
So we have Yonwin and Mort who have decided to venture forth with you. They are doing this blindly based purely upon what you're offering them. Your name has not actually reached the ears of anyone of import or on the streets yet of Gosterwick. Okay, so what is next on the agenda?
I think. Well, I have a question, John, because this. When he's so this torch is still stuck into my hand, right?
Can you hold that first?
Yeah.
Can you hold that for a second, Matt?
Holding it, I can't let go of it.
No, I know. So
That
we need to
was
give
good.
them the hiring bonus right up front, right? Like they get their first day.
Yeah,
up
yeah,
front,
yeah. You
like-
might.
Okay, you guys, all right? I'll calculate that out of the silver that we have. Right?
Sure.
Okay.
Because it was
I'll pay it out of.
Okay.
We have 321 silver pieces left. I'll count it out. I'll make a note.
And don't forget to for their loyalty score that is based upon each of your guys' charismas. So Mort's is based on Squeegee's and Yonwin's is based on Onweir's.
Okay.
And you are both in charge of running each of those characters.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Now, Matt, yes.
Okay, so my question is, how do I feel? Do I feel weird? Do I feel normal just with the thing stuck in my hand?
It's very uncomfortable, but nothing mentally has affected you or anything like that.
Okay, because yeah, if it was really bad, then it might be worth investing right away. But if I can get by with it, I think I'll just keep it because we can use the money for other things for now.
Cool.
Yeah, because really, what I'm interested in doing is armoring up a little bit, replacing my leather with some chainmail. But before we can do that, I don't have enough. We'd have to cash in some of these gems. But I think for what David was talking about earlier, I think we want to buy in right to the place where we can get better exchange rates.
I mean, like I'm of the mind that I'd rather invest now to have good rates than return to the pawn shop.
Well, the sooner that we do that, the
Exactly. Yeah. So I think now that we have all these gems,
Does
we
anyone
sell a couple.
recall what his membership fee was?
It was 100 and 120 or something like that, I think. Ish.
For what, the rarities factor?
Yeah.
I got it for you right here.
Okay.
Is that only necessary for like antiquities, or would we need that to cash in gems?
So you cannot change gems at the rarities factor. That you have to go to the money changer for that. This is just this is like a bank. The rarities factor is like a bank.
Oh,
It's where you would
Oh.
securely store goods.
Oh, it's a storage. Oh, so
Yeah.
this is. I mean, it's not a bad idea to do that as well.
Yeah, you can also hire caravan services there as well if you want, but that's like a different side thing. But
Yeah.
the whole point is that this is just a bank, and then any other place where the rarities factor has been established, you can then withdraw your funds from there.
That makes sense.
You see.
So, John, the Fence or the pawnbroker is the only merchant then that we can use to buy sell from, or is there another merchant in town?
Well, there's tons of
Well-
tons of merchants.
Okay.
What exactly are
but-
you looking to do with your money?
Okay, if we want to sell the gems, guys, he's already said it. We go to a money changer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not the pawn shop. The pawn shop
The
is for selling
Jeremiah's the money
statues and
changer
things.
we can go to.
We go to the money changer.
Yeah.
And we say, I have 4 citrines, which I believe are worth 200 gold, and he says, well, here's 160 or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sure,
Okay.
good.
So Jeremiah's the money changer. This is actually, if you notice on the map, let me point it out for the folks at home here. That's right here. That's actually in the walled part. Do you see how it's actually walled and is on the same level as the Azure Key?
We can't go up there.
No, you can. You can. You can see there's a ramp that goes straight up here. This is an area, that little cluster around there is known as the upper market, and it kind of what do you call it? What's the word? It starts with a C.
It's hoity-toity.
Yeah, it's hoity-toity. Yeah. And so Jeremiah is actually, he's an extremely venal halfling.
Oh,
So you
yeah, I
immediately
know how
get
that
your
goes.
He does have certain physical characteristics which do lend themselves to your immediate thought is, wow, he looks really similar to a couple of those halflings we saw down below, compared to other halflings you've seen. But he's happy to do business with you, not a problem. He operates 2 stalls in the main part of town, one in the central market and one at the foot of the Hill of the Gods, which is the temple area. And they are operated by his twin daughters. However, you went to his main location here. And you can see that he's got very large, very human guards all around watching everything. So he can change coins. He's going to charge, here's his rate. So he charges 5% of any amount worth up to 1,000 gold and 1% on amounts over 1,000 gold.
So if we gave him 4 citrines worth 200, we'd get back 180, right?
180?
5%?
800 gold?
No, they're worth total of 200.
Oh, total of 200. Okay. So 200.
Yeah, 190. Is that right? 5%, you said?
Yeah.
890 each, yeah.
Hey, I did buy.
Yeah. So before we do this, though, Matt, you said you wanted to buy chainmail. How much is the chainmail?
Chain is 40, and I think it would be a good idea to have an extra shield because those break all the time. Just have an extra one that we can store kind of up there with us. Which isn't a lot. It's just it would just be 50, I think, to get an extra shield and some chainmail.
So
like 190 gold would be plenty for us at this point, right? Is what it sounds like.
Well, we don't want to get more than we need because a little gem is easy to carry, but gold is heavy. We only want to exchange what we are going to spend, I think.
Right. But we also need to get hotels and food tonight, and I think we need more oil. And I want to give some oil and a lantern to the hireling so he has something, to carry.
Okay.
And we need to buy him a 10-foot pole.
Okay. So why don't we just buy that stuff?
Okay.
Just do it. Let's not talk about what we're going to buy. Let's just buy it.
Yep.
Okay. And then decide how much you're actually putting into coins and take 5% of that. 5% of that off.
Okay. So my hireling does not need armor.
Nope.
That's awesome. And he said they do come with some basic equipment. Where did you put that basic equipment, John?
On the second page, down in the notes section.
Oh, that's right. It's in the notes.
But don't for this session, just so we can keep things moving, we'll just say if there's basic equipment they probably got on them, and you can figure out the details a little bit later and do your shopping with them. I don't want to spend the time doing this. Okay.
Right.
But anything within reason. You're not going to have like a fucking compass whenever you need it, but
yeah.
Okay.
So I need like 30 gold or something to buy some stuff. So what do you need, John? Or Matt? You needed, would you say 45 for the chainmail?
50, 40 for the chain, and 10 for a shield.
10 for shield. So you 50. So that's, call it 80. David?
I just want to buy 100 feet of rope and a pole for a Yon one.
So
Okay.
So
how much is
that
the rope?
is a pole is it's a gold, and rope is a gold. So that's 3 gold. I need 3
Okay,
gold.
let's sell 2. Let's sell 2 citrines, and we get 95 GP for it.
Okay, cool. All right, so mark it off. Don't forget that your retainers are under the same restrictions as far as encumbrance goes as you guys are.
Yep.
So
Okay, so
start,
now I have
start marking it off
95
underneath where
gold.
their strength starts there on that chart.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm picturing Jan
So-
as like a real young lad, right? Like if he's got a 10 strength, leather armor, I think he's fresh off the
Poor
farm.
Yanwin.
Yeah.
Poor Yanwin.
Hey
He got
guys,
hi-
well protect you.
He got hired by the wrong person. I feel real bad for Yanwin.
Do you want to buy him like a decent weapon, like something other than a dagger? Or are you cool with it?
Yeah. Yeah, no, let's-
Sure. I mean, I should. Let me pull up the equipment list real quick. I mean, I think it's. I mean, he's got a 10 strength, but
Just buy him a fuck off 2-hander. That
I mean, but-
that evens
I mean-
the playing field.
but hold on. I thought
I am a
damage,
sword.
Damage was HP, not weapon type.
It is, but
It's based on your die.
Oh yeah.
Actually, you know what? I have a proposition. Right now, as one hand is occupied, he can use my 2-handed flail because I can't. I've got one I've got the
I
2-handed
think
go.
this is a good idea. Here's the only thing I will say, Avaricios.
Yeah.
I'm not super concerned with the survivability. Wink, wink, nod, nod. So if you are precious about that flail, I am. I don't want you to lose your precious flail. That's all I'm getting at. In terms of, let me pull up the gear real quick. I think it'd be nice to probably put a spear on him or something that can like have reach. But let me just double
Get
check.
him something with quick draw, like a sword.
Well, he
or
has a silver dagger, so that has quick draw. Well, hold on, let
that's
me look
true,
real quick.
yeah,
Sorry,
that's
I'm not
true.
trying to bog us down.
No problem.
Should've
Just
looked this
just go ahead
up
and just
first.
look for it.
Y'all figure out other stuff while I do this.
We
You
buy
guys-
him some stuff too.
If you have your stuff spent, then moving on, Avaricios, did you want to go to the Hill of the Gods to try to get Remove Curse cast?
Guys, what do you think? Do we want to use this for a while, or do we want to get like right now? There's no downside. I'm a little worried about the feather thing going away, but we haven't seen what that really needs to do, and
Yeah.
this can help us be sneaky if we need to be sneaky. Like
Yeah.
the way this light seems to work is nobody else can see it, but we can see a little bit.
I mean, I get that. Up until the point where you're trying to grab the edge of the cliff as you go sliding over, and you've only got one hand, and that's the end of you. Like, you want your left hand or your right hand or whatever it is,
It's the right one. It's one of my
Yeah.
favorites.
It's
Yeah,
only
yeah.
500 gold to get healed to get this removed at the Temple of Mitra or the Temple of Dema. It will not get any cheaper anywhere nearby.
Yeah.
So I mean,
We
not that
have
you
a-
can
we
go back
have
to
a-
town later, but assuming you survive.
We have a 500 gold piece pearl and a 500 gold piece ring. So, we
You know what? Here's what I'd like to do, because I've been meaning to do this anyway. Last time we were in town, it seemed like we were in a hurry, so I didn't. But I would like to go kind of offer some prayers to Lysion and see if I can get. I don't know if I get a feeling, a vibe, or a guidance from him, but you know what? It is kind of what we do as clerics. We pray.
Don's not going to tell you, man,
Oh, he's not going to tell me, but
Tell you what?
whether you should keep the torch or not.
Oh yeah, I'm not. That's you. I'm not going to tell you.
I know, but I still want to go pray.
Yeah.
All
sure,
right.
Yeah.
All right, so he goes and prays while we all lean against the outside of the temple like this, and flicking a coin
All right.
and looking tough.
So Avaricios goes to the House of the Gods, which is the largest structure. It's basically like a large Corinthian style temple, pictured like the Parthenon in Athens. But within each like little nook in between pillars, there is like a shrine to one of the not only the 12 but also the 17 minor gods as well. And this town has dedicated temples to 4 of the main gods. Lysion is not one of them, so you have to go to the general place, the House of the Gods, which is the largest temple. And there's no one. There's attendants, general attendants who sort of keep the place clean and stuff like that, keep the candles lit, but no one who's actually like a fellow worshiper of Lysion, other than just like other random citizens who go and offer their obeisances to it. Yeah, you cleanse your soul, feel good, It's all
I
good.
do. I take my thing of brandy and I pour a little drink up for him. He likes
Nice. That's actually would be appropriate. Like that's like the only like wet spot in the House of the Gods is like everyone pours one out for Lycion. Yeah. Cool. All right. Now.
All right,
do you-
I've determined my thing. Sorry.
Yep. Go ahead.
I'm gonna put a pole on Marnum.
Pole arm. Okay.
Yeah, so I'm gonna take the pole away, which was just a gold. Get him a pole arm, and I'd also like to put a large sack on him.
Cool. I just want to be clear too. You guys have been a 10-foot pole is specifically like a thing because it in old school D&D it actually reaches to the next square to poke things, right? Like pole arms and stuff like that will not go across. You know what I'm saying? Like pole arms are not exactly 10 feet long, right? They're shorter than that. Unless you're carrying like a all pike or something like that, but
okay.
it can still poke. It can still poke ahead.
I
I'm
just
just
wanted
saying
to poke with it. It's fine.
It can't go like all the way across to like the end of the next square, sort of thing. You know what I mean?
No, I understand.
Yeah. Same thing with like a quarterstaff or something.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I think that's going to pretty much tap us out for all that 95 gold then.
Okay. And then, do you plan to go to the House of the Thesmothete or not?
Oh yes, to see if our petition about the hand has come up.
Yeah, you want to
I
do it
think
this
so.
time?
I think so. We might as well. I mean, Mike will be sad that we left him.
Oh, he's dead to us anyway. What does he?
Oh, that's right.
I don't
He's
know,
dead.
I don't know
to
who
us.
this person is you're talking about.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Okay, so let me just find it here.
Let's start calling him Prison Pocket for keeping all that stuff up.
Oh Jesus!
Let's see.
Good name for a dwarf.
One
I can
moment.
see us
Especially
like changing our minds. How many citrons we went? Oh no,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, that's too many. Oh. Actually, wait. No.
Okay, so you head back to the very stern, very tall-looking House of the Thesmothete, and the God, what's the word? Chartularius, I think. The Chartularii bureaucrats are there. They actually do, as they take their time to look through the books, they do actually find that they're surprised as they raise an eyebrow and they say, like, "Oh, yes, indeed." Actually, you know what would have occurred is that you would have, when you went back to like the Yellow Cloak Inn, to where you
Stayed the first time.
where you're going to stay. Yeah, there probably would have been a message left for you by the Thesmothete, that she actually wished to meet with you.
Okay.
And so when you go back there, you are actually brought before. You go all the way up to the third floor of the house, and you are in the very stark Spartan office of Eusebia Phocas herself. This is the person who actually runs Gosterwick. She is tall, thin, very regal, with long, straight black hair over brightly colored blue robes, but very, very tasteful at the same time. Very, very stern-looking woman, but obviously knows her business. She has a strained affectation where she has deliberately cut lines through her right eyebrow for some reason, giving her a very distinct look. Anyways, she tells you that she has heard that there has been a disturbance at the hand itself, some sort of battle where much blood was shed. And so she assumes now when you first went there, what you basically said is that you found a means of bringing people quickly to and fro from the ruins of Arden Vul. You didn't elaborate at all. So when she brings you in, before you even she gives you a chance to pitch your idea. She's like, "I think I know what you're here for. I heard that there was a disturbance at the hand of Arden Vul where much blood was shed. Is this exactly what you're bringing to my attention?"
May I, gentlemen?
Sure.
You seem very anxious. Go right ahead.
All right. Well, Your Excellency, no, not at all. That is not what we hear about. That was the Knights of the Azure Shield, and I don't know what they were doing, but you can ask them questions about all them.
But what you were referring to was the hand.
I, my lady, that as they say, yes, the hand indeed.
What do you know about
Up
the
and
hand?
down. Well, it just so happens that we are aware that it goes up and down.
Really?
And moreover, we know how to do it.
Do you know?
Which we would be happy to sell you this secret.
Ah, there it is.
Yes, I'll be honest and open with you.
So you are the sole people, the sole persons that actually know the secrets of raising and lowering this hand that has stood the test of time for thousands of years.
It seems to be so.
Unless you're offering to torture us for that information, then the answer is no.
She kind of grins
Lots
a little
of
bit.
people have that, but yes, basically, I can be bought, he can be bought, and he can be bought, and we're selling.
Okay, so you see, like, she doesn't make a motion, but from the shadows of the room, detaching
Yeah, I was
from
afraid of this.
the
Damn you,
shadows
Mike!
are very, very strong, mean-looking gentlemen who are dressed in Arcantian lamellar, like fully strapped out, right?
Gentlemen?
They just sort of stand forth and kind of loom a little bit, but not. They don't actually threaten you. But when she says next, like their presence is like in your peripheral vision.
Sure.
She says, "I'm going to offer you terms for divulging this information. Should we discover that this information is any way, if you are withholding any information, or if the information itself is false, we will see to it that you are no longer welcome in the most extreme terms." If you catch my meaning.
That seems reasonably excessive.
Very good. All right, so we are willing to pay you a flat finder's fee for this information about how all the information about how to operate this hand on our own, without any further input from you. A flat finder's fee of 2,000 gold.
Oh. Can we ask? Sorry.
I'm negotiating here. You want to do it? Nah, I didn't think so.
A little thing to whisper into your ear, perhaps.
What is it he wishes to whisper into my ear? Oh, David.
I would like to have access to use this under their guidance.
Yeah, that was going to...
Okay, I think we are all doing this right now, I think.
So there's 4 of us in the party here. So we were thinking more like 4,000.
Love it. Keep it up.
Yeah,
baby.
4,000.
2,000 is just as round of a number as 4. It still divides evenly as far as if my math is correct.
But 1,000 each sounds twice as good as 500.
I'm sure it does, gentlemen. But that is a.
Do you have a counter offer?
A counter offer. What is your counter offer?
I told you it's 4,000.
2,000 gold.
So you're firm on that?
Pretty firm. Right.
Okay, 2,000, but unlimited usage. You guys take over, you charge tolls, whatever. We still get free passage for life.
That sounds fair. She kind of looks a little bit. She looks a little bit surprised, and she's like, "So, shall we shake on it then?"
She looks surprised. Oh, hands out.
All right.
I mean, come on. It's a moment to parlay with my associates, if you will.
Oh, she pulls back her hand. Of course, take the time.
Wait, did she spit on hers too?
I hope so. It's the goblin way. I don't think she's really going to go for more than. She looks surprised, but really, honestly, this is money in the bank for us. It's like we had nothing except going up and down. We still go up and down, and we get 2,000 gold.
I think it's in the end it's worth a lot more, but we don't have leverage to get.
I got no leverage whatsoever, and I certainly don't want to just walk out of here and have them follow us.
It looks like she was surprised that she thought that you're fairly sure that she thought that you were going to try to cut in on a piece of the business of whatever she ended up establishing there.
Exactly.
I don't want to do anything with I don't want anything to do with that, man.
But she's dealing with simple folk, and that's fine.
Look, all I'm saying is if we can get a percentage on all transit costs that they get, if we can be a owner of equity within this company. That doesn't require us to do any work. Right. It just means that we have a little bit of a nest egg, maybe.
Okay. So here's we'll make it real short. So you go back and forth a little bit, and this is the 2 things that she's offering. Okay, so you can get
that sounds good.
Nice big fat sack of 2,000 gold. That's a lot, and you're going to get XP for it. All right.
That's kind of what I was thinking, because I could level
that's
up.
a big fat sack of gold. Now, or this is what she's also offered. This is a little more complicated, but you kind of just can determine whether or not this would end up paying off more in the long run. So you would take a cut of the taxes that she would end up imposing upon for usage of the elevator. This wouldn't kick into, obviously, the infrastructure would have to be built and everything first, of course, so it wouldn't be immediate. But what I'm going to do is, and we're not going to calculate how many people are actually going up and down, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to round it off. The cut that you would be getting would be equivalent to about 100 gold per month. Okay, doesn't sound like much, but it's continuous until you're dead, right? You get 100 gold per month.
Could be today.
100 gold per month. She will also cover the costs of banking with Wick Trimmer and the rarities factor. Okay, and she would also cover the costs for the fees for changing at Jeremiah's. So you would have no fees for money changing, no fees for storage, and she would she has the really, really nice inn at town, which is called the Stunned Acolyte. Okay, which is a great name. the Stunned Acolyte actually has two private suites. One is a little bit more grand than the other, but she is able to call upon the use of that suite for any personage that comes into town. It's only her and the lady Alexia have that power to do so at the Stunned Acolyte. You would also have that power under her blessing, and but you can't get it for free. But she would vastly reduce the rate. Just so you're aware, the suite normally goes for 10 gold per night. She would reduce that price because they still have to actually get paid at the Stunned Acolyte, of course. They would reduce that rate to 3 gold per night. And instead of 1 gold for stabling outside at the livestock yards way outside of town, it would only be 1 silver piece for stabling.
Is she offering all these perks for the cut of the business deal or also with the cash deal?
For the cut of the business.
Oh, I say we take cut of the business.
It's like the package that she's offering, which is like a long-term thing, or you can just go 2,000 gold and be about your way, and all ties are cut.
I love this. Sorry, Ted, go ahead. What were you going to say?
Yeah, no, I say we take the package.
I say we take the package. I have one very sinister thought that I want to add to it, which we don't have to, overthink if we don't want to. But
what's your sinister thought?
What's the term? My mind's going blank right now. What's the term for? You gotta have a job, right? And you you make X amount of money, but if you pull in more business, you get an extra fee. You get a little bonus. What's the term? A commission, I guess. I don't know why my mind's going blank.
A commission?
Point I'm getting at is, my dear, if I love the idea that we go into business together. You know what else is great for business? No other means of egress for this lift. And if by some horrible happenstance the ramps might become unusable, and the only means that someone were able to get up this cliff easily were the elevator, might there be an additional fee reward that we could earn? Certainly, it would be exponential, the amount of business you'd be getting.
We should hope some disaster of that nature wouldn't occur. But yes, if it was if Gosterwick, if the Lady Alexia was in sole control of the means of entrance and egress from the ruined city into the Burdocks Valley, that would be extremely, extremely valuable, and we could charge basically whatever we want.
Precisely.
Your reward would be commensurate with, like, the rate would basically be the same. So all I'm saying, what I'm saying as John is saying that there is a rate. I don't even know what that rate would be, but I'm just rounding it off, saying that your cut would be 100 gold per month if you were able to actually make it, or if circumstances made it that that was the only way to access the top of the cliff. Then that reward would go up.
Yeah,
because she would charge those people more. You know what I mean?
That's all I want to know.
Yeah,
I love it.
That's definitely true.
I say signed, sealed, delivered.
That's very cool. I also agree. I think the long term, and you know what? Beyond that, it's a relationship. We are.
It's very true.
Building here, we want to. We want to belong. We want to be part of this.
Well, that's actually like a more of an intangible benefit here, is that she is now going to be sending her word and her seal to these businesses, saying that these people are getting these kind of deals. right? And
Yep.
it's very, very secretive about why they're getting this deal. You know what I mean? So it's all very sort of hush hush. Now, this won't come rolling into effect immediately, but the benefits that you're going to be getting for the inn and the stables and the money change in the banking, that all goes into effect right now. However, the income will not occur for a substantial amount of time. They have to get everything set up.
Sure.
So
Yeah, I
you let
understand.
them
I
know that
understand.
the way to get up and down is to basically.
Well, I was going to offer. We was not going to go back today, but first thing in the morning we was going to head back, and perhaps one of your lovely associates here would care to come along, and we will demonstrate the efficacious use of Arden's hand for achieving the higher elevations.
An excellent idea. She picks out the largest, meanest looking guard that she has there.
I somehow knew she would.
Okay.
I would have done the same, to be honest.
All right. So you going to spend the night at the Stunned Acolyte this time?
What the heck?
Oh,
It-
hell
it-
yeah.
It does cost money, so it still costs. It's just
Yeah.
much cheaper.
So what'd you say? 8? No,
So-
three gold for the
Gold.
suite.
3 gold for the suite, which is actually pretty nice because it's not per
Actually
person.
cheaper than up top. That was like
But-
almost 5 gold for the 4 of us. That included
They have
food,
the-
though.
yeah, and do they have the big fluffy robes and slippers?
Oh yeah, this place is like this place is super nice. So it's since this will be your home in Gosterwick, and unless you actually want to stay really on the cheap, it's a huge 4-story elegant stone and wood structure. Faces the Golden Road. It is right where is it? Right here. This puppy right here, big guy. Right. It's like the Ritz basically. You got ground floor has reception, a private dining room, a kitchen, wood paneled common room. And then the upper floors have all the nice rooms. Prides itself on elegance and quality, has the prices to prove it. Attracts wealthier clientele. The innkeepers have even been known to refuse service to those they feel don't seem like our kind of people.
That'd be
Ooh.
us.
And they definitely don't think that you're that kind of people, but they can't say anything because you've got the seal of the festival.
I love to see it.
You guys have
Love to
seen
see it.
you guys have seen the Blues Brothers, right? The scene where
Yeah,
Jake
of
and
course.
Elwood are in the restaurant. I say we
Yeah.
do that. How much for the women?
So they have like a all-star, like a Michelin star chef there.
Ooh.
All sorts
right,
of cool
all
stuff.
right.
Yeah, so it's really, really nice. So you get to stay there and you get to sleep in really nice, comfy beds, and it's just the best night's sleep ever.
So 3 gold for the room and what, another gold for food or something? Is it?
We'll say it's included, so just 3 gold per night get you a meal.
Dang. All right. It's on me, guys. I got
Hey.
this one.
Okay, so you got that, and so we wake up the next day. It is the 5th, I believe.
Well, wait, we haven't been to the temple or any of the stuff Matt wanted to do.
Did
Oh,
you
no,
want to do
I
anything?
went.
else? Yeah, you went.
Oh, what about so you're going to keep the torch? You're not going to get the curse removed?
Okay, well let's discuss this. Do we want to see this benefit, or do we want to just
I mean, it seems kind of fun. It's up to you. You're the one who's going to be scrabbling, trying to hold on to the edge of the cliff or grab a rope, and you're going to fall and die. And Well,
I kind
you
of
know.
I kind of want to see what it does.
Okay,
if
let's-
it
let's-
will
All
help,
right. Keep
we
it.
could- I'll be fine. I'm sure there's no downside to this.
Never.
Okay.
Not,
Okay.
not listen.
So,
I
wait,
can
last
make it. I can make it work.
All right, so you have like
Last
a priest.
question.
I love it.
last question. We've got 1,300 worth of jewels left, or 1,400 worth of jewels
I think we
left.
sell it all. We have a bank, baby.
We bank them.
Should we bank
we got
them?
a bank.
Bank
yeah,
'em
let's
or-
bank them.
Bank them. Okay, you're gonna bank them.
Let's sell it all.
So-
If we don't have a fee for selling them now because of our connection, and we have a bank access, I think we keep some gold on us just for spending money. But I think we
Right.
we
All
sell
right.
and bank.
So let's see, 5,000, 13, 14. Yeah, I've got 1,400 worth of gems here.
Okay,
So we can
just-
change that at no loss and bank it at no loss. We just cross those out and write 1,400 coin in the bank.
Yeah, you should.
Love it.
Definitely write down what if it's actually coin though. You know what I mean? Like make sure you know.
Yeah.
And now
Let's
when
keep
you
it coin just because I think that's logistically easier for us to keep ahead, like on top of.
Yep.
Sorry, go ahead.
Okay.
Jim.
so the rarities factor, as I said, this is the newest factor that's arrived. It's only actually in Gosterwick. The other factors are more renowned and more, but this is the place where they will take and hold antiquities and magic items and things of that nature,
Nice.
right? And so, and this appears to be Wick Trimmer's sort of specialty. When you go into the halls of the bank itself, it's much more eccentric and less austere than some of the other factors. And the name of Wick Trimmer is almost like whispered on in the hot cloistered air in there, like it's he's just sort of spoken in hushed tones, and no one ever sees Wick Trimmer. You know, he's just like this legendary. Like
Love it.
sort of like a wearing Hudsucker in the Hudsucker proxy, right? Like it's just sort of like this guy. It's his name just filters down to everywhere. Anyways, but you are assured and you are treated well, and you come out of there feeling very much secure that no one is going to fuck with your goods. All right, so
we're leaving a sack of gold there, basically.
Yeah.
Right, guys. Okay.
Yeah.
Should I leave the golden rod there as well?
Yeah, leave the goldenrod.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Mm.
Anything that the if we come across the halflings, anything that they might want.
Yeah, I don't want them to steal it. I'm not convinced it's going to do anything necessarily, but if we ever find a golden rod size hole, we'll know to come back. Besides the one
It's actually a rod of warding.
Mike
It's the only reason the 8 people haven't been attacking us this whole time.
I'm going to timestamp this moment so that I can refer back to it in the future.
I do have one thought though. It occurs to me that every time we've gone up or down the hand, we've had the golden rod in our hands.
We have. That's true.
Ooh,
That's true. Okay, maybe keep the goldenrod.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, yeah, let's keep it.
Okay.
Okay. It's still in my backpack.
Anything else you want to do in town?
But boy, is
I'm good in
Dismal
town.
Feet going to be pissed if she needs that golden rod.
Okay, you wake up out of a very comfortable rest at the Stunned Acolyte on the 5th of Lagarios, one day away from Avaricios being able to get full hit points. You can roll, anyone who's down a hit point can gain 1 more hit point.
Nice.
And I need someone to roll me 2d6 for weather, please.
That's you, Ted. You're the weatherman.
Oh, I'm the weatherman? I know which way the weather blows. Okay. Oh, dear. Are you sure I'm the weatherman?
What do you get, a 4?
I rolled a 4.
Not bad. A windy and cloudy day.
That's not too bad.
The spring charts aren't that bad. There's really maybe 2 really bad ones. Okay. So a windy and cloudy day on the 5th of Lagarios. You still have no mounts, but you are feeling pretty well set up. That was a good visit to town.
So this is the 5th of Lagarios? 4th of Lagarios.
5th. We started on the 3rd.
No,
you stayed.
Yep. So it's the next day. So now.
That's right. You didn't stay an extra day on the. Yeah. You're right. 4th of Lagarios. Yeah. Okay,
John, this is dumb, but when we were banking, I'm going to change my silver pieces into gold pieces. So,
yes, very good idea. All right.
Oh,
all your encumbrances set up. Yes, all ready to go. Yonwin and Mort are not invited to, are not encompassed in the suite, unfortunately. So they meet you at the front door, where they have been held at bay by the people, by the staff of the Stunned Acolyte. They're not allowing them in, and they're like, "You ready to go?" And
ready.
And you head off.
with
both
our brute force guy, right?
Yes. Your Thespathete's assistant also comes with you as well. Yonwin and Mort both tell you that they are actually relative veterans of Arden Vul. They have gone down the pyramid before, but they were stopped by Plumthorn's gang, and they couldn't afford to pay the fee.
Mm.
So they already have a bad. They don't like Plumthorn at all, or his halflings, but they're
sure.
But they're very interested in they see money, right? They're like, oh, you guys are paying us, you're paying us well, and we have a chance to fucking get deeper and find some more crap. Let's do it.
Yeah.
So back you go.
Okay.
So back up to Arden Vul you go. Takes 4 hours the next morning. So by noon you are at the base of the cliffs. You get to the hand, and you, the Thespathete's assistant is demands that you are very, very careful. It needs to know every single step. He doesn't know how complicated it is or isn't. So,
right.
Yeah, I assume.
So should we test whether this gold rod actually does anything?
Yeah,
Like I'll hold on to it. And I won't get on the hand, and you guys can see if it goes up.
But do we
Makes
want
sense.
to be like doing all this stuff?
So it
I mean,
seems.
sorry,
So
go ahead, John.
the problem here is that there is no like saying Arden and then saying Arden again, and suddenly the hand stops where it is. It's like a
No,
one.
I figured it's it's going to take a half an hour to do this. If the goldenrod is critical, we're going to know right away.
Wait, I have an idea. Let's just tie a rope to you, and you stand off. We'll tie a rope to us. You hold the thing. Right? If we
Why don't
say
we
it
just-
and it doesn't work,
Let's just have someone without the rod tell him how to use it and go up to the thing and try. And if it doesn't work,
okay,
then-
that also works. But
That's what I'll just stand aside and
Yeah, you tell them how it works.
and we're in the Thesmothete guy get on board, and they try and go up, and if it works,
It
then
works.
they come back down. They can let the guy go, and then we'll get on and
Yep,
go up.
It works. It's fine. The goldenrod does not appear to have
Okay.
any effect on
The
it.
goldenrod is
All right.
great.
He is happy to hear and is stunned to see that it actually does work. When you guys are rising up on the palm, all right, with the waterfall hitting you and everything like that, you look over to your. I guess if you're looking outwards towards Burdock's Vale, it would be towards your left, and you're looking at the switchback stair. You
Is
see
it the
the
knights?
troop of the Knights of the Azure Shield going down, and they are all they're on their horses like going down, and they're looking over at you with their mouths just like wide open,
Hey guys!
and you see, and it's too loud, like it's just enormous. But they're like yelling at you, they're screaming at you. You can't hear anything over the sound of the waterfall, but you can see that they're very angry, they're very mad, and they slowly turn around, and they're like basically matching your pace as they come back up again.
Well, I better ask the Thesmothete guy to stick around a little bit. Man.
You do actually. I shouldn't say they actually will take them quite a great deal more time to get up than you would have plenty of time to disappear into the city should you wish to not confront them right now.
Well, we wanted to go talk to Kronos about the halflings, though, so they're going to know right where to find us because we want to go back to the inn. But if we go there quickly and head to the pyramid, we'd probably be okay.
Well, we can leave. We can ask our little escort guy here if he could let them know what's going on, and then we can.
Sure, he'll do that.
Yeah,
He'll do that
okay.
because he has no desire to go into the ruined city at all. He likes
Right,
his
and he-
comfy life in Gosterwick.
Yeah. Okay. Ha! That's hilarious, man. The knights.
All right, so you leave the
I'm
Thesmothesis.
tempted to moon them and slap my fanny and and wave it around, and
All right, so
that's probably just asking for trouble.
the guard is left to deal with the knights as you guys are like, oh shit, and you book it right back into the ruined city. Like
I love it. I love
safety in the midst of danger. And you go back into the ruins. Okay, do you go straight for the pyramid?
No, we got to go talk to Kronos, right? Right, guys?
Oh yeah, let's talk to Kronos. Can we do a quick bathroom break first, though?
Sure, absolutely. We'll be right back after this quick break. Okay, and we're back. I just wanted a real quick thing before we go because it is the next day. I just want to know what your guys' spells are if they have changed. Onweir, what are you doing?
I'm gonna do Phantasmal Force.
All right, switching it up to Phantasmal Force. Cool.
Yeah.
Avaricios.
I'll keep it the same with light and the cure.
Okay, sounds
light.
good. All right, so up the wall you go. You hustle into the city, leaving the Thesmothetes assistant to deal with the Knights of the Azure Shield, and you go down the main boulevard, past the pyramid where you know your fate lies, and out the city. The guards hailing you from the tower as they recognize you now as regulars. And you're starting to get amongst the people of the Broken Head, you're starting to get a little bit of a reputation. This is not a large group of people, but here you are at the end of the Broken Head, which sees a lot of traffic for people interested in Arden Vul. Obviously, you guys are some of the few that have made it back.
Yeah.
So
Sort of.
yeah, so they're like, oh, it's good to see you, and you come back, and Kronos is like, oh, welcome back. How was the town then? The knights, you must have seen the knights on the way down.
we waved. We're very friendly with them.
I hardly mooned them at all.
So you're looking to spend the night here before you head back out, or the day's still young, I guess.
No, actually, we were curious, my friend. You were quite encouraging of our entry into the pyramid, and we trust your word. Never would doubt it. Question, however, there were a rapscallion group of little men there who had quite the business arrangement. They were hustling inside. Do you know them?
Oh, it's a little
Thorn's
men.
crew.
Plumthorn. Well, I'm sure that halflings, all of them.
Well, as far as we know, we did not meet Plumthorn.
What a thing. Well, they must. I'm sure they're just a crew of adventurers. Like anyone else. Set up shop. Nothing to harm yourself. Nothing to worry yourself about. Who has the highest? Who has the highest wisdom?
I have
Mine's a 12.
11. Not great. Yeah.
Oh, I've got a 13. I guess that is me.
Avaricios, you can see that Estelle, who is sort of right behind Kronos, you see a slight movement of her hand as she puts her hand underneath the bar. That's all. Kronos has got a big smile on his face, though, as he's still like washing down glasses. Nothing to worry about, I'm sure. Did you have a problem with them? You treated them with respect, I assume.
Uh-huh. Well, they made a fair few coin off of us.
Did they now? They lift it right off of you? Or did they ask and you gave?
Oh, they asked semi-politely.
With some force backing it up. They seem to be very insistent and rather inclined to back up their request.
Well, can't say they're all pleasant folk. But it is what it is.
What did they get off of us, guys? What, like nearly 1,000 gold they got off of us, right?
Well, yes, looks like you're still alive to tell me this story. It can't have been all bad.
Sure. I find myself wondering how a group of men so encamped in a dungeon like this finds provisions to survive. And who they might buy those provisions from.
he stops his swirling with his bar rag, you know what I mean? He just kind of looks at you and he's like, "What are you implying there, son?"
I think you know what I'm implying, and it is not an issue of conflict. We just simply want to know if it is you who they buy food from. Certainly, you've seen these faces before.
He looks over your shoulder and he catches the eyes of like the three statue brokers. He's like, "What are you looking at? Shut it!" And he's like, he beckons all of you like to a more private corner of the bar. And Estelle goes back into the kitchen and disappears. And he kind of leans over and he goes, "Look, it is going to have to be out sooner or later. It always is with people who actually survive the first level that they go down into, that they have to deal with Plumthorn and his crew. We've got a working relationship. We provide him with provisions, and he provides me with a little bit of the loot that he finds in there."
You are a shrewd businessman, if nothing else.
We have to do what we have to do up here in the outside the ruins. You understand? Got to make a living.
Of course. And how might we? I mean, does he not require you and your kind the same penalty if you were to enter?
Well, we don't enter. We're just running our business here, you see. But they do need food. I don't know what they're doing down there. Must be something nefarious. I don't know what keeps them down there other than just the constant stream of money flowing into their hands from adventurers. But there's got to be better ways of making money.
Sure. And how much of that money do they show you? As we said, we gave them 1,000, maybe more.
They give us our fair share.
Did you see 1,000?
Some items may have fallen out of some adventurers' sacks under duress. Some coin. Look, it's no offense. It's no offense. If some of this money that I have in my hands is indirectly yours, take it up. Take it up with the halflings.
Yeah. You're providing a business service to these guys for sure. You provide provisions. That's not a problem. You provide us with provisions for coin, so that's fine.
Look, the key here is what I'm talking about. Far be it from me to try to dry up a source of income. But If you ask me, they're up to no good down there. They're doing something down there. Something's keeping them in there. It might be.
What if the food supply ran dry a bit for a couple weeks?
Oh, they'd be mighty testy. I wouldn't want to risk them attacking the inn, that's for sure.
And if
All
we
right,
were
all
here to
right.
protect the inn.
Say again, Onweir?
Look, if we
Go
can't fight them in their home turf, we can't protect them here either. I mean, it's
True.
yeah. But I got a better idea. I bet a guy like Kronos knows maybe another entrance that does not pass by a hobbit.
What is this hobbit you speak of?
It's a derogatory term we calls them back home.
I see.
Sounds very foul. Let's see.
Maybe he knows another back entrance, or maybe he has a code word to walk past them that we could.
Listen, you think too much of me. I really... I'm sorry to get your accent as well. You're thinking too much of me. I don't have what you're looking for. I know of two main entrances, the pyramid and the main entrance on the western side of the cliff.
Yeah, and I reckon there's somebody down there asking for his handout too, probably.
Nah, I'm a humble man. But I have heard rumors that, yes, there are some cellars underneath some of the buildings in town here that, yes, do lead down into other parts of the dungeon. But I don't know which ones. People come in and say they found a ruined place and there was a trapdoor. And...
Yeah, we've heard about that.
Listen, I can give you one further piece. I can give you one further piece of information. The whole crew is halflings except for one. There's a skinny Arcantian sorcerer of some type. He goes by the name Blandveg, is what I've heard.
Blandveg?
Now,
that does not sound like a sorcerer's name.
Now, from what I tell from all the halflings that we deal with, he's firmly under the thumb of Plumthorn still. But he works for them. I don't know what for, but it can't be anything good. But he apparently is the only one that doesn't fiend for wealth and status like all the rest of those halflings do. He wants something else.
So hear me out, my friend. When is your next food order, and could we be the ones that ship it on your behalf?
I'd have to send a voucher, but yeah, I could do that. I don't want you screwing up the relationship we have, though.
No, but it seems to me that might be mutually beneficial, because we can find out the information you're asking for, and we can get in and insinuate ourselves a bit better amongst the halflings, yes? As one of the business.
Aye, more leverage against him would be a good thing.
I don't know, guys. What do you think?
I could do
It
that.
might be-
What? You send like a mule or something with all the food? A pack train of monkeys? What do you got?
Sure, they can send mules, whatever. If you want to bring provisions down, you can do that.
I think it is just that if we are the ones bringing the provisions with some sort of insignia or proof from him, we have a way of entering into their main area and just taking a look around.
Also,
we tell them.
I think it'd be good to meet with that Landveg guy and see what he is. What he's after.
Yeah, we tell him we're working for Kronos. We got to unload the mules, and then we get past the gate, and we see what's up.
Yeah.
Okay, so are you going to go down with? Are you going to go down
ahead.
with provisions this time, or are you going to try something else?
Is he about to send some?
He can be if you want to bring provisions this time. You can bring them.
Yeah, let's bring them.
Let's do it. Why not?
Okay, so what he's going to do is he's going to well, I actually don't know what the logistics of this would be. I think well, let's see. I don't know how they would actually do that now that I think about it. Because they wouldn't be able to bring
a couple of mules with some, kegs of beer and some sacks of wheat.
Yeah,
and
I suppose they would
there.
come. They could get down the steps in the pyramid and everything.
Mules can climb stairs. That's definitely a thing.
Don't go into it.
People take mules down the Grand
Thinking of
Canyon.
dimensions. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, okay. So he'll give you a mule and load it down with and
Nice.
searching the stuff. It's like got casks of wine, water, rations and food, and bits of like everyday living sort of stuff like twine and
Sure.
paper and stuff like that.
Sure. Now, I'll just throw it out there. We don't want to poison any of this food, do we?
Well, Kronos did specifically say don't spoil the business.
No, yeah, I know. I don't want to interrupt Cronus's like money flow. Now.
I'm not ready to poison everybody.
Yeah, I was joking, but
let's keep it that intelligence gathering. I think that's good.
I'm not above it. but not yet.
You're a goblin. You're not above much.
I'm not above much. Yeah.
Listen, we got to give them the first round of food before we give them the poison round. They have to trust us.
Right. I got friends in low places.
And a mirror, apparently.
Okay. So, back into the city you go with your mule in tow, loaded down with provisions for these halflings, who you hate with a fiery passion. Okay. Back to the pyramid you head. Okay, so first of all, it did... When I said that you had the most of the day to go, you actually don't. Going from Goss to work all the way back to the Broken Head would take you, what did I say, 6 hours? So it'd be 2 o'clock by the time you got to the Broken Head, and then I'd probably say like an hour of talking and then getting back to the pyramid. So when you're at the pyramid steps, it's now 3 o'clock.
Gotcha.
I think that's still fine.
Okay, so
that's fine. Yeah,
up you go to the pyramid. You're gonna. It doesn't look like there has been any sign of anyone else having been up here underneath the great statue. The door is closed and the arms are down at their side. Do you just do the normal way again?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Down the passageway you go.
And that took us like an hour, right? Or I think I wrote it down actually.
I think.
I didn't write it down exactly. Just that.
Yeah, it's 6 turns going on the stairs going down.
Okay.
6 turns, so an hour.
Now we can use the blacklight.
The blacklight, yeah.
Okay, so here's the deal. So it does not do what I said before, right? Now it is just the spell, right?
It's 20 feet.
Yeah, but it doesn't shed light, right? So the spell. Oh, right. 20 feet diameter area illumination, which cannot be perceived outside of this area.
So we can see, but nobody can see it.
Right. Okay, you're right. You're absolutely right. Yeah, but it's 20 feet, just so we remember. Okay, so yeah, 6 turns go down, and you don't have to use any of your actual fuel, which is nice.
Yep.
So let's see. We're starting at 3 p.m. So now it's 4 p.m. Before you drop down into the main central quartered down below. Your mule is not happy at all. And
Mort's job is to keep the mule happy.
So your graffiti for the day on your way down.
Ooh, graffiti. Free graffiti. Okay.
You see a faint and very faint, unlike the other ones, a very faint and primitive sketch, almost like a cave drawing sort of feel to it.
Mm-hmm.
Is a sketch of it's like you get this much older graffiti than everything else, basically. Is a sketch of a biped with huge thighs and an amphibian head, almost like a salamander's or frog's head. Difficult to tell because it's so primitive. An arrow points to its eye, and in a caption underneath that arrow says "danger."
Interesting.
And that caption,
don't look into its eyes.
That caption is Mithric.
Which somebody reads now, right? Yeah, okay. All right, so salamander-headed men with laser eyes. Beware. Okay.
Thick thighs. Thick thighs was a really important note there.
Big thighs. Yes. Thick thighs, you would almost say. Okay, so down you go into that the main large chamber with the darkened statue in the midst of it with the torches. And the halflings obviously hear you come down. They hear the whickering of the mule. And they look stunned as Roz Kelly sort of comes out with her spiked hair. And you see her, she brings out her guards with her, and you see her actually stop as she kind of exits out that corridor and looks at you and looks back over her shoulder, and she makes like a come here sort of gesture behind her.
How many guys does she have with her?
Her 5.
Oh, hello.
So, oh, great. There's the map. Thank you, John.
You're back.
So, is this room lit with regular torches, right?
Yeah.
Yes, it is, but not in the center of the room, right? Like the statue is sort of in darkness.
Right, okay. All right.
It debouches into a large room with
That's right. Debouches. So, yeah, we're back, but this time we're gainfully employed by Kronos to bring you your comestibles.
How is that fat sack of shit?
He's a lovely. Thank you for asking. He's a swell guy.
So he's got you peddling his wares, huh? That's about
That's
time.
Right.
We're famished, aren't we, boys? Oh yeah, we could let them.
Oh yeah. Look at this. Here's a mule with look. There's a wine and there's some bread and and Mrs. Kronos made you a pie. Oh, this is a veritable feast here. It'd be a shame if you was to give us any trouble and we had to just go back with this mule. Right? We're friends now, yeah?
she laughs. She's like, "Hey, phlebotomist, got to come over here and check this out."
Phlebotomist? Oh boy.
You see some
step
forward into the light. A short figure, shorter than the other halflings, actually a little bit shorter, but with much more of a presence. Right.
Mm-hmm.
This guy has curly black hair. Very like he has feathery eyebrows. You know, like what's his nuts who does
Super Hawat.
Yeah, Super Hawat. Yes, totally. I was thinking of the guy who does all like the interviews and stuff like that. But yeah, he's got like feathery eyebrows and really thin lips. And he comes up but he's wearing all black leathers, but doesn't seem to be armed, but he's got his arms crossed, you know, and he kind of comes up and he goes, "The name's Plumthorn."
Oh, Mr. Plumthorn, it's a pleasure to finally meet you.
I've heard so much about you.
I'm sure that you have.
he extends like a hand toward you, Squeegee.
Oh, I'll shake his hand like a gentleman.
All right.
I've heard of this.
There's obviously like a what do you call it? Inferiority complex sort of thing going on because he grips it like really hard, like way too hard for a handshake. But you do notice, despite like pegging him for having that sort of complex, that it is a very, very strong grip.
Oh yes,
is it a pleasure to meet you? I've heard that your name is Squeegee.
Indeed, sire. It is a Squeegee, the world's greatest goblin. Sorry, Mort.
Well, I see your company has grown, and you're bringing me my provisions. Well, how wonderful. So, you know that does not alleviate the tax which we impose upon all sorties within the dungeon. There'd be another 10...
we're just here for the delivery. We're just here to bring it in.
Well, we thank you so much. Blandveg, come see what we've brought here. And then you see stooping through the portcullis and then standing up again, taller than all of you, including Onweir and Avaricios, is a very thin, very pale, very unhealthy looking man. Arcantian, but his long black hair is like lank and lusterless, and he's got dark circles underneath his eyes, and his eyes are sort of bulging a little bit, as if he's acclimated too much to the darkness, right? Has an obsessive look about him, and he licks his lips constantly like a lizard, basically. He's like, welcome. Heard so much about you as well. Well, is there anything else that you wanted to show me? Plumthorn, I don't have time for this. You know I've got work to do back there. He's like, well, I just thought you'd want to have a look at our newest guests. I've seen them, Plumthorn. Thank you. Pleasure meeting you all. Very, very well. And he kind of flips back through the portcullis. Well then, Roz Kelly, I assume you've been about your business and collected the 10 gold? They haven't given it to me yet, boss.
Oh, no. You seem to be laboring under a misapprehension. But we're not here to do the dungeoning. We're here to deliver your food. And then we was going to leave.
Oh. And they kind of look at each other. Well, that is not exactly what I expected. There's no money in that at all. I can assure you the real riches are down below. You'd be well worth it your time and money to just pay the pittance that we ask and continue on your merry way, collecting as much treasure as your hearts could desire. But, should you only wish to deliver our provisions, saintly folk that you are, then the gods be with you, and up you go.
Well, but since you bring it up, you do have a good point. We've come all this way, haven't we, guys?
We have
done quite
indeed.
the way.
It's a long walk, very long walk.
It is indeed. That's my surprise.
Kronos thought, you might do us a solid, and since we did the bringing the thing and the doing the stuff here, we might just, go through. But maybe we could negotiate, say, a discounted rate.
For you bringing me my provisions one time.
Well, we could also unload them for you. I mean,
sure, yeah, labor's included. Yeah, this is a full package service.
I mean, we can put stuff on the upper shelves, which I can see that might be a problem.
Well, I can't, but maybe he can. That's
Well, there may be no talk of discounted rates, I'm afraid. The price is what it is, but I would, of course, gladly accept your help in bringing the goods in. I would, of course, ask you to leave your weapons here under the care of my men. 2 of my men. The rest will be coming in with us.
I'll tell you what. How about we leave 2 of our men with our weapons here, and then the rest of us will go unload with you.
That sounds reasonable. He's looking at you like completely like on your level. Like, I understand what he understands what you're doing.
So Yonwin and
Mort
can take our armor, or not our armor,
our weapons, yeah,
and we will follow them into the back chambers to unload this food.
I thought so you guys are going to. I thought it would have been awesome if you like sent Yonwin and Mort in there, and you guys were the ones guarding the weapons. Anyways,
no, I gotta do the mapping, man. I gotta see what we're looking at here.
Okay, so so very carefully, they kind of watch you as you unload your weapons, and then Yonwin and Mort are like, "What's going on here?" Right? And they're like, "You sure you don't want us to go with you, boss?" And then you guys wheel in the provisions. They're like, "This way." You can see that the halflings immediately sort of surround Plumthorn. Roz Kelly is behind you, so that there's Roz Kelly behind, then you guys, and then the rest of the halflings surrounding Plumthorn. Blondveg has already disappeared. You end up... Okay, so, mapping time. Ted, you got your thing ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, so down that corridor, there is 10 feet, and then there's the portcullis that goes all the way across. Okay, continues down for another 30... It goes down for another 30 feet, and then actually goes into a 4-way intersection with corridors branching off in all of the cardinal directions.
Okay.
Yeah, you got it. All right. Now, to the north, Ted, you can hear the sounds of what appears to be Blondveg grumbling, and his voice sort of echoing from up that corridor. You can see flickering torchlight coming from a chamber approximately looks like the corridor goes down about 50 feet, then opens up to another room, and the only reason that you know that is because you can see flickering torchlight coming from that room. Okay?
All right, 50-foot corridor.
Yeah. Then it opens up into something.
And I'll just...
Yeah.
I'll just put a B for Blondveg there.
Yeah, Blondveg is grumbling about something. You can also hear like the clinking of glasses, like of tiny vials, or like small delicate glass every once in a while. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. To the east, you can see that it goes down another 30 feet before opening up into a chamber, and you can catch in the glimpse at the very edge of, I guess it would be Plumthorn's gang's torchlight before they actually end up heading south. You catch a quick glimpse to the east of, let me double check here to make sure I'm getting it right here. It's a lit room. There's flickering candlelight. There, and you get a quick glimpse of what appears to be multiple sarcophagi that are actually open. Okay, just sort of standing in the middle of the room, just real quick before like he's like this way, and you head to the south. All right, going to the south. So you go down for.
You guys are sorry, David or Matt. You guys are. I'm drawing. Are you guys writing notes about this?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Just again, what's the turn? Like, what's the marching order?
So we are Plumthorn and his halflings, then you guys, and then Ross Kelly's behind you.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So you go down for about 20 feet, Ted. And you see that you actually come across a rather large 4-foot tall barrier that has been constructed with heavy debris and rock. And ascending that thing, you actually see that on the down slope of it is actually what the debris has actually been carved into a set of small steps that are relatively level, so that you could actually like rank people on like, you know what I mean, like they're like halfling size, so you could have multiple people on different steps looking down the corridor. And so you mount that. They don't say a word. They just so at this point though, they actually ask you to at this point you're going to have to carry the mule will not be able to actually.
Gotcha.
I guess the mule could probably make it, so that's fine. Yeah, so the mule makes its way over. If any creature could make it, it'd be a mule, I suppose.
Is the ceiling low, John?
No, it's not halfling size. It's normal size, so it's only 10 feet. All the walls here are all Arcantian, just like you've explored already. Okay, and they have those stripped frescoes. Every once in a while, the plaster does depict some sort of the worship of Thoth or Thoth in one of his forms, but it's few and far between here. So as you mount over that barrier, the corridor goes down for another 40 feet before opening up, and they lead you into this chamber to a roughly oblong chamber that is approximately 50 feet east to west and 30 feet north to south, and you are coming in directly in the middle of the northern side of it.
30 north to south?
30 north to south, 50 feet east to west. So this room, similar to the one that you glimpsed on the east, is smoky because of it's being lit by 3 candelabra, which are oozing like this oily smoke from like the midst of the room and the center of the room. You could see that there are what looks to be hand-carved tunnels, like very, very crude work, exiting from the northwestern part of the room and from the southeastern part of the room. These are not constructed; they're like bored out. Okay. It looks also like the ceiling in each of these corners has caved in slightly, and they have the one to the southeast. It looks like they've actually used some of that caved in debris to actually form a barrier across that tunnel.
Which one? The south one?
The southeast one.
The north.
The southeast one. Yeah. There are a bunch of bedrolls that are actually in the room that are neatly organized, relatively. It kind of smells a little bit funky from body odor in here because it's kind of claustrophobic. Yeah. So...
And when we're in there, just at a glance, does it look like there is a lot more bedding than there are people that we've seen? Or does it look like about the same amount of number? Because there are like six like lower guys, and then
Plumthorn.
And Plumthorn and Blondfang.
Yeah, there looks to be more, but give me 1 second. I'm just going to read a quick thing here.
Okay. I think Plumthorn is the phlebotomist.
Oh, did I?
Phlebotomist Plumthorn is the leader.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it's not a title; it's a name. Okay. His mother must have hated him.
Oh, mighty phlebotomist.
I thought Squeegee was a bum name. At least I'm not named phlebotomist.
Okay.
No wonder he's got a complex.
Let's see. There are many more. There are many more bedrolls here. In addition, there are actually more halflings in the room as well. So there's a bunch of more
The day shift and the night shift or something.
Yeah, so they're not actually in the bedrolls, but they're kind of milling about, and they look surprised, but not like, oh my god, weapons out sort of thing. Whenever you arrive, they're like, oh, these are the new guys that are bringing the provisions, so this looks to be like sleeping quarters of some sort, right? So there doesn't seem to be a lot of effects here or anything like that, or anything weird or strange, except for these strange tunnels. And the fact that there was a barrier to get into the room, and there was a barrier leading out of the room through this weird tunnel. You can see that they do have like a bunch of wooden storage racks and stuff like that, and shelving along the walls and things like that. So they ask you to unload them there.
Gotcha.
Okay. And do any of these guys here look like they've been actively digging?
No.
Okay.
Although there is evidence that there are tools for digging in the room.
Right. Okay.
Okay. As we're unloading, I can only do it with one hand, so I look over to one of them and I'm like, it's really remarkable what you have done here. Did you guys clear this out yourselves? This is really great.
Well, we just claimed what was available, as many of the factions here in the dungeons have done. Only our little slice of heaven, as it were. Of course, this one, and he peers towards the southeast. We have to keep restless sleep here, as it were. We have to keep our eyes open, for the southeast is where those damned goblins have decided to make their stand and crawled up from whatever hole they're living in from underground.
Oh yeah, goblins, they're the worst. Boy.
Present company accepted, of course, Master Squeegee. I didn't mean to come off as casting aspersions against the entire race, but
kind of you to say so, sir. Kind of you to say so.
The particular kind that dwell beneath us in the lower levels have crawled up out of their primordial muck to
Jesus.
make a stand here in our rightful place, and we must defend ourselves as we have done in the past. Don't you worry, though. We have the tools in which to do so. So, once again, thank you so much for your strong arms and your generosity in bringing it so far down and from so far away. Please do tell Kronos.
Yeah.
I wish him all the best.
Yeah. Okay.
How often do you have trouble with these goblins coming in? It sounds like a real. I mean, because when we came in, there were skeletons coming from the other way. There are goblins coming. It seems tough, man.
Well, the goblins they're a threat, but a dormant one at the present. We have beat them back once a long time ago and built our defenses, and they have not decided to test us again.
Are these clever guys like my friend here? Can you negotiate with them, or are they just mindless?
Clever. Hardly a word I would use to describe these beings.
Well, they just attack like animals.
Who knows what they want, but they're not going to get it from us.
Oh, they never talk to you?
Talk? No, they speak with their swords. They speak with violence. They speak with their smell. No, we don't talk to them. Do they speak? I'm sure they rattle and prattle on in their own barbaric tongue, but not with us.
Yeah, I think I know these guys. This is like my second cousin's brother's neighbor's goblins.
I assure you, Master Squeegee, that you have nothing in common with these folk.
Oh, kind of you to say so, sir.
You can be reasoned with. You are a gentle man, I can see. One not prone to violence. One not prone to deception.
Oh, well, I mean, at the bar, on a Saturday night, a little deception goes a long way. Gotta, with the ears and all. Yes, well, that's very good. Thank you. Did you want any of this hauled back to Kronos?
Indeed, I would, gentlemen. If you wouldn't mind, please, following me back out again, and I will present you with what I need to be brought back to Kronos presently.
Sure.
He kind of ushers you out. Do you go back out?
Well,
yeah.
There was one other thing I was curious about. The tall fellow, Blundveg, he seemed really overworked.
Over.
Poor guy.
Is he okay? I'm worried about him.
No, it's his weak Arcantian blood. Is not fit for the underground living, but he is employed not through coercion. I can assure you, he wants to be with us. His work is very important to us. Don't you worry about him. Blondveg is happy where he is. Sometimes he gets moods.
Well, I was just worried about his health. But you say he's doing some important work for you. Does he need assistance?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Inquire no further about poor Blondveg. He'll be fine. Thank you so much for your interest, though, Rata.
Maybe give him some of the pie. He did look terrible.
Anyways, out this way, gentlemen.
Yeah. It's a nice sarcophagus you got there.
You keep dropping these hints as if you wish to know more about where we happen to reside. Do you have some sort of ulterior motive other than delivering our goods, perhaps?
Let me put it this way. You think we come into Arden Vul because it's boring? This place is amazing. I'm curious. You can't believe this place. It's insane.
That's quite a compliment. Thank you. It's humble, but it is ours.
Quite honestly, I mean, we hope to do something like what you have done somewhere else. I mean,
yeah,
right.
Plenty of room for everybody here in underneath Arden Vul. I hope sincerely that after you pay your fee, of course, that you will stake out a claim of your own.
Well, of course, it's profitable for everyone. I mean, what is your secret? Tell us. What did you do to you cleaned out this whole area? It's made it all safe. You can stay down here forever.
Trade secrets, my friend. Trade secrets. Wait just there. You may pick up your weapons now. Give us 5 minutes and we'll bring out the goods.
Must be a halfling thing. I don't know.
All right, so...
Are we by ourselves in the chamber?
No, Roz Kelly and her men are still out there.
All right.
Okay.
But,
so we can't just book it into the
I mean, we can if we want, but yeah.
Book it where?
Into any of the other corridors except back up the stairs.
If we started booking it, they'd just watch us go.
Yeah. So they are expecting you to pay the 10 gold. But they're well, actually, what they're expecting is that you're just going to take what they're going to give you and you're going to leave because that's what you told them you were basically going to do.
Right, yeah. Which I think we should do. Right, let's just go back up. We haven't invested anything into this. We've got some really good recon, and we've got Kronos' mule, and let's see what they send up.
They're also
curious.
Roz Kelly tells you too, she's just straight up tells you, she's like, it's totally fine if you don't want to take the loot back to Kronos right now. If you just pay the 10 gold, you can go back into the dungeon.
That's
loot is the key word right here, and I say yes, of course. I will take that loot right back to Kronos.
Of course we will. Okay.
Yeah, of course. Let's pack up the mule. What do they bring out?
Okay, so they come back out and all they've got is a very like a small chest, basically. Like it's a chest that's probably about 2 feet wide. Okay, and it is padlocked, firmly sealed. It's very utilitarian. It's not like a grand thing or something that's pulled out of the ruins. It's obviously some like a normal chest.
It's like an iron strongbox.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly right. Yeah.
Right.
They pulled out. It does take 2 of them to bring it out, one on either side, and you see the mule sort of adjust the weight. There's some. It's heavy. Something in there.
The mule gives us a reproachful look.
There is yeah. So there. How should I put this? There is a mark on the lock itself, like an
arcane lock?
No,
arcane mark?
What should it be? There's some sort of indicator that this is from Plumthorn.
Like a wax seal?
Yeah, like a seal of some sort. Yeah.
All right. So this goes back to Kronos. And, okay then. I see you have very nicely locked it and sealed it because of your great trust that you have in us. That's very kind. Thank you.
Well, you never can be too sure. It's for Kronos' eyes only, for services rendered. I'm sure. I'm sure a warm bed on the house is waiting for you back there. No time like the present, gentlemen. You have a long flight up to get back.
Yeah, it's true. That's true. That's not as long as the poor mule's got. Am I right?
All right. So on that note, I love it.
Nothing. He doesn't bite on that one either. This guy's a tough nut to crack.
He just smiles,
I reach out to shake his hand with my torch. Oh, sorry.
Yes,
sorry.
I heard about the torch, but
It's
that's
still pretty new. Here.
bad luck, friend. Bad luck. Yes, there are times when all that glitters is not gold.
Oh, that's what we forgot to hire the wiping hireling.
I'll get him next time.
Do it next time.
Like,
okay.
Jan and more are like just looking around, like their hands in there, like this is what we're doing. They're like, okay.
Don't worry, guys. We got this.
We've got.
Okay.
Recon. I feel good about this. Like, we know something else about the space here. But if you guys want to do a little adventuring and then we'll tell them we'll pick up the mule later, that's fine by me too.
Ross Kelly tells you.
We have.
Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead, David.
We have 10 minutes left in the session, so I think we should just take the meal back.
Yeah, and then when Mike comes back, we can just go from.
Yeah, we can
Okay.
decide what to do.
So the last thing Ross Kelly tells you before she leaves, and she kind of hisses it at you before she goes, "Don't get any ideas about messing with that lock." She says, "I know what you're about. I know what you're about. You have a nasty surprise waiting for you."
Oh yeah,
I
what
am
kind of surprise?
entirely-
I say to her.
Oh.
They
What do you have in mind? You mean a nasty surprise? You mean a kiss on the cheek from the likes of you?
Oh, no,
Ah,
good.
She looks at you and
If you can reach.
she like blows you a kiss. She goes, "No, the more than
I catch you in the air and put it on my lips.
You'll see. You go ahead and start. You find someone to stick their fingers in that lock. You'll see what happens.
Okay, what? Then show us.
You
want
may
to
have
do it?
charmed. You may have charged for phlebotomists, but you don't fool me. We'll get your gold next time.
You're very persistent, young lady.
Okay, out you go, or
Yeah,
Yeah,
we head back up.
yeah, no, okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
All right.
John. As we walk out, I just want to get a really good look, a lingering glance at the torch sconces that are kind of on either side of the door of the entrance,
Of the
right?
of the debouchement.
Which
Of the debouche, yeah.
Yes.
Because it's I understand that there are kind of torches all the way around,
Mhm.
and how are they held up? I just want to see if there's like something we could do like in the future if we want to extinguish one of those torches easily. What that
to
is it
create more
possible?
darkness,
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
in the space. So,
Yeah.
because,
So
like, for example, I'd love to check out the statue because I'm super suspicious about the statue.
yeah, you haven't really
For
done
example.
a lot of investigation with the statue at all because you've mostly been just been talking to halflings when you've been here. But so
Yeah.
there are 3 torches in the room, which is why it's so relatively dark.
Ah.
There is one that is and they are all directly to the left side of a given entrance. One on the north side, so one directly to the directly to the west of the stairway. One on the western wall. One on the
Hold
western
on.
wall, which is the archway that leads to the other statue where you fought the giant rats, right? And then one on the southern wall, which you have not looked down yet. Well, you haven't been down yet, I should say.
So those 3 dots there, John.
Yeah, you got it.
Okay.
They're all in sconces, and they are all actually. I probably should have pointed this out in the first place. They are at halfling height. They are a little bit small, a little bit lower than. So these sconces were not part of the original Arcontian architecture. They were added recently.
Right. So you're thinking, Matt, if we could take out the torches and use your blacklight torch, we could move around in this room and they wouldn't be able to see us.
Right, because I don't think we would have to go very far. If we could take this torch out right by the entrance
Yeah.
with some kind of distraction, we might be able to just like zoop right over here.
Yep.
Where the skeletons came in the first time.
Yep.
And, that's recon. We're scouting for a new time. But,
Sure.
Yep.
Okay. In the meantime, you are going to go ascend back up. Is that correct?
Yeah. I
the
think
plan,
so.
yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to say that talking with the halflings, unloading the gear, waiting for the loot to come back out, all that sort of stuff would take another 6 turns, and then it takes another 6 turns to get back out again, right? So it's
like
now
6 o'clock now, right?
6 p.m. That's correct. Yeah. And do we have a time from the pyramid to the inn? Did we have
Like
set
half
time for
an
this?
hour, I think you said. Because you
Yes.
said it took us an hour to get across the city from the inn. So from the pyramid, which is kind of in the middle, to the inn would be like half an hour.
Yeah,
right?
that works for me. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So 6:30ish. You're back at the inn. So the sun is setting.
Wait.
Nope.
Sorry.
Sorry. Go ahead, please.
Question.
Yep.
Just so I have an understanding of how it works. I want to go over the trapdoor again.
Uh-huh.
Is it a vertical or horizontal?
It's horizontal.
So it goes like this.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So it's
Go ahead, sorry.
it's not hidden at all, right? So it's like a piece of stone that is actually set below the floor level of the platform,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then when you raise the hands to out straight, the thing that basically shifted underneath the platform to reveal the staircase, right?
Got you.
To
So
get
kind of
in, and then
drops
when you're
down
coming
and
out,
slides
there's
in.
actually like the iron bar that you can actually
Sure.
pull. Yeah.
Just something to put in the back of our minds. If in fact we didn't want to bring this chest back to Kronos, we could wedge it in between one of these trapdoors and have the trapdoor crush it open. Just an idea. But
Yeah. Not
I
sure
don't
I
know,
want to
don't know.
like double cross Kronos right now. It's nice
Sure.
having a safe haven up here.
Sure.
Um,
I mean, if
but
we,
I
if we
like
go
where
to
your
all
head's
the-
at.
Yeah, if we go to all this trouble to build some trust, that I think we could utilize that for more nefarious things later.
Right, because
Well,
I don't honestly, I don't
Depends-
want to pay them every time we go through. But let's say we do. We don't want another repeat of the whole torch incident. We want them to believe that we're on the level, which
Yeah.
means we got to return this box to Kronos. Or we go try the other entrance. We burn our bridges here and take the loot and go.
Well, we could go back, for instance, say they refused. They said they didn't find anything.
But eventually he'll find out that we're full of shit.
Dude, that's the question.
Then we have
not-
enemies on both sides.
We're the middleman
It's
here.
It's a certainty.
Well, you can
Now-
tell that they're. I was hoping I was conveying it, but they obviously are like they do not trust you
No, they don't trust us
at
at
all.
Yeah.
This is sort of like, well, let's see what they do with this thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
so
very
it's like-
possible there's nothing in the chest, and it is purely a test to see if we fuck with it.
The only one way to find out, baby.
that's
You give me the word. You give me the word.
The best part would be though is if Kronos believed my bullshit about the 1,000 gold and he's expecting 10% and he gets, like a few pennies and he's like, what the hell? But
Let's take it back. All right, we're back at the end. We
All right,
bring
go back
this to Kronos, and we say, "Ha! We have payment from Littlefinger." I believe his name was.
It's a job well done. And he sends Estelle over to the chest, and she picks up the lock and looks at it, and she concentrates on it really hard, and she looks back over at Kronos, and she just nods. He says, "Well done, lads."
Yeah.
And he and his groomsmen make that chest disappear right quick.
and if I may be so bold, sir, Mr. Plumpthorn indicated that he felt that for a job well done, it'd be room and board for the evening.
Well, he'd be speaking the truth. It's good to hear that.
Oh, blimey.
You did
That's
such a
real
fine
kind.
job. We'll bring you up a nice spot of grub, and you'll have a room to yourselves.
Oh,
Free on the
yeah,
house.
So one more thought, guys. We never, from way back when I wanted to as Varga, we never once have looked at the inn and any of the rooms at the inn or any of the cellars, wink wink, at the inn. Anything really that might have, an entrance here at the end. So again, I just want to bookmark that.
True.
Yeah, it's a good point. That's a very good point.
We
you did
clearly have
mention
a thief priestess who's in preternaturally in cahoots with the halflings grifting people at the other entrance, who's not telling us anything about the end. So I don't know. I'm just saying I'm a little suspicious.
She does seem way more competent.
We've just
than
been coming
Kronos.
here and being like, oh yeah, they're nice people that take us for a run on everything that we do.
Yeah, takes exorbitant prices at the inn.
Back room? What back room? I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you guys are being yanked around all sorts of places. You guys need to take control. It'll make your
A
mark.
naturally
Well,
trusting
All I'm
person.
saying is we got to be scumbags too.
Yeah, you got to.
We got to be scumbags too. I
get down
have
on
a
that level.
chaotic alignment.
So John, there's one thing that Avarisos would like to do, and he's like, he offers, Crows. I feel like I would like to just share a little something with you. He says, have you ever are you familiar with the drink, the Breath of Lycium?
I can't say that I am. Do you have some
Alright,
on you?
well, no, it is a. I have noticed your bar here. I think that you have the requisite ingredients. If you would not mind, I would love to make one for you.
Yeah, help
you how to
yourself.
do it.
Come on back.
All right, so he goes back around and he makes this drink. I want to see, look under the bar there. I want to see if there was something that Estelle did, like if
Like a secret button or
if there was something underneath there.
Yeah,
Maybe she
so-
was just giving some kind of like hand sign or something. But
No,
Nice.
you do see underneath that there is hanging underneath or strapped underneath there is a hand crossbow.
She was gonna shoot you, man. Oh,
Yeah.
For me, possibly me. I don't know.
Is it
Probably you.
loaded?
I mean,
and can
yeah.
you discreetly unload it?
Well, it's just good to
You
know.
do also see too that there is like a not surprising, but there's like a long like club as well strapped underneath there.
Right. All right.
Of course,
Is-
as things are.
Do you see like a hatch to a beer cellar or anything like that in the floor?
There is, yeah.
Ah.
I assume there's
All
like
right.
a kitchen, a stair upward to where we're resting, and like a hatch to the beer cellar.
So there's a hatch behind the bar that goes to a cellar of some sort. The kitchen, is actually a separate dwelling, actually outside. It actually is they cook outside.
Right,
They
right,
don't cook
right.
outside. They cook in a separate structure outside.
So here's a thought that I have, guys.
All right.
Whether we don't have to do it now if we're running short on time, but I think it might behoove us to get a better idea of the inn, and if you want to try to check out that door, etc., in the middle of the night, I can cast an illusion, like I was talking about down in the halfling area, to make the common room appear empty
Yeah.
for whatever period of time you guys want to sleek around. If you would like to do that tonight.
It's up to you. If you do want to, we can pause it here before night.
I'm just
falls.
saying before we go to bed,
Yeah.
it was something to.
We can do
I
that.
like it.
Don't have
I
to.
like
if
it.
you want.
or we can decide on Discord. It's fine. Whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Okay.
we'll just stop it here
For next time.
before you go to bed. So it's the 4th of Ligarios, right?
We said
Yeah.
fifth.
Yep.
And we'll
Yeah,
say by this time it's like 8 p.m.
It's still the 4th. It'll be the 5th tomorrow, Matt. Yeah.
Yeah. 8. Okay, so 8 p.m. after you've had your meal and you are plotting whatever you want to plot.
Yep.
Okay. Sounds good. All right. So hopefully
Awesome.
next time we'll have Goran the dwarf to be with
All
you
right.
guys. Anyways, that was a really fun session, guys. Thank you so much. Everyone.
Yeah.
That was awesome,
yeah.
John.
Thanks for watching.
And
Thanks so much for watching. As always, guys, you've been watching 3D6 Down the Line. Please don't forget to like and subscribe as normal. Don't forget also that we do have merchandising. We got a store available up on the YouTube. You can grab yourselves a really cool t-shirt, spread the word as well. And I think that'll do it for the night. We'll see you guys all next time. Everyone have a great week. Take care. Bye now.
I want everyone to know that Plumthorn doesn't get any of the proceeds of any merchandise retailing that we do here on the channel. That's entirely not for Plumthorn. He's